Syphilis.
Welcome to the Ramblecast After Dark. My name's Matt. As always, I'm joined with these other guys. You guys introduce yourself. That's all I got.
Hey. How's it going, man?
Hey. How's it going, man?
Nick was on vacation, so he didn't have a song. For those of you that are...
He didn't have one last time.
Nick's beautiful songs.
Sometimes it's hard, Jack. You gotta think of one every week.
Sometimes it's hard. I'm sorry.
Your title card tonight, Nick,
Where's the cover for that?
Homegrown.
Yeah. I tried to actually learn that but it's really simple and it doesn't really work. I was gonna do Ramblecast is all right with me, but it's just so anyway. Neil Young released a record Saturday that he had been shelved for 45 years, and that's why he actually has a lot of them like that. That's crazy.
That's why you couldn't do a song.
Yeah, I've been listening to just Neil. Yeah. No, I mean Neil's weird like that, like because he could write songs so quickly that he would just do a whole record and then go like, I'm not gonna release it. But yeah, Homegrown was recorded in late '74. It was supposed to be released in '75. It wasn't. Same as another one. He's got another one called Oceanside Countryside that was supposed to be out in '78. It still has not been released. So we'll still see if they're any good or not.
Have you heard it?
I've heard Homegrown. Yeah, I mean it was released. I listened to it probably 5 times now.
He posted on his Instagram, so that's the only way I knew about it. So.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
We've got a few folks hanging out with us tonight in the chat. So we've got Chris, John, Kim, Matt, Randy, Ro, Kim, and Douglas. Hey, welcome.
And
thanks for hanging out. Yeah. Kayla's, I don't see Kayla.
No.
Yeah, she's at the bottom.
No one cares about Kayla.
Sherry's there. Kayla is not on my participant list on YouTube. Will Fry. Wow. Okay, so people are there's Kayla. We're getting a lot of people hanging out tonight, which is good. Welcome everybody. It's good to have you here.
That's always one of the best things about doing these shows with.
It's why we do it live.
Of course, we're lying.
Did I miss anything last week? Was it worth attending?
Kayla threw you under the bus. Said you were back home already.
Yeah, I got home that day actually, but my mom and dad were here. I mean, it's not like I would just stop and be like, "Hey, mom and dad, hugs. I gotta go podcast."
I'm just saying she said that you could have done the podcast, didn't want to do it.
I feel like you could have brought them on the show.
Yeah.
This was the golden opportunity to bring
a
story that we all want to talk to mom and dad about.
Uh-huh.
But we'll have to wait for another day. Last week's show was fun. We actually had Jay on the show, which was
all right.
Who?
Some will say it was a value add for the show. Jack will not. But it was a good show overall, I think. What did you guys think about last week?
It was a lot shorter.
It was an hour.
It was about two and a bit.
That's it. It's an hour. I'm gone.
Well, Chris had to leave too, so
it was
I had to go.
Chris is 40 now. He's catching up to Matt. Well, no, I guess not, but he's getting close.
Yeah, it's catching up with me. There's been a lot of early mornings for work as of recent. So, the place in which I work, we are open for business again in Massachusetts. So it's been very stressful. I mean, the last couple of weeks leading up to the open, I was working, relatively speaking to what I was used to for the last few months, working a lot of hours, just kind of preparing and stressing. And then we opened up on Saturday. So, and I've been there ever since. it's just, I've been making sure that, the team is good and making sure that our customers are having a good experience too. So it's been a lot of work.
I feel bad for you, your workers, you're risking getting sick and all that different stuff and having to go back to work, but my stock is doing great. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what your stock has to do with my my professional life, Jack, but
I'm just saying,
your word for it.
Apple being open is better for me than Apple being closed.
I've never disclosed where I've worked before, Jack.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
everyone knows you work for
the fruit stand. Yeah,
the fruit stand. Yeah, I think everybody knows that.
I think
they might. I've never confirmed it, so it's plausible deniability. So I will say though, at my place of business, it's been we are probably the most well prepared and planful example of a reopening of a business. So I'm happy to be a part of it.
What's the virus like in Massachusetts?
So it is. We're doing well, all things considered. If you look at some of the states that are good examples of how state legislature has put into play for social distancing and some of the closure stuff, we've probably been one of the more strict states in the country. Because we started off at the beginning of it in a real bad place because of that outbreak that happened in Boston due to a biomed convention that was in Boston with a bunch of people kind of jumped and spread. I think we're currently ranked 7th in the country. We have just been recently surpassed by Texas and a couple other states as well. But we have slowed things down considerably. I think last I checked, I think the average new cases was hovering around 100.
Would you say that that's the first time Texas has beaten Massachusetts in anything in a while?
That's pretty much correct. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Well, Texas is better at football. College football.
Nobody cares about college football.
Well, there's a lot of people that care about college football.
I'm saying up here, like college football. I mean, we have.
Yeah,
BC.
BC is it. Yeah.
You had Doug Flutie.
Dude, fuck Doug Flutie. And I hope he's listening. He's a goddamn giant. He's a huge prick.
Yeah. Wow. Whoa. Doug Flutie?
You heard me, Doug Flutie.
Heisman winner from Boston.
He's a prick.
Former Charger, former San Diego Charger, Doug Flutie.
He's an asshole.
I've heard that. But
I guess, BC is probably the only
huge jerk.
BC is probably the only top tier football program in New England.
Harvard, BC, and Harvard's not good, but that's about it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Are you still? Do you still go to Rhode Island? Right?
I drove to Rhode Island today.
Okay, yeah.
Well, it took you like 20 minutes.
The whole
state from
the name is longer than the state.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Did they officially drop the last part?
They just recently changed it. So it used to be the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations, and the Providence Plantations has been removed.
I don't know why, but somehow I knew that was the name.
Yeah. It's always been the longest state name. Yeah.
I think
we did it. We did it on the show.
Yeah. It's trivia.
Is that why I knew?
It was a trivia on the show. Yeah.
Okay. I think I've known it longer than that, but anyway.
And longest inappropriately state name. So it is no longer known as that.
When I first heard it, I said, they're going to change the name to Rhode Island? Okay, what is wrong with Rhode Island?
It's neither a road nor an island.
I go, all right, I got to figure this out.
There actually are islands in Rhode Island.
Yeah. I said, should I collect all those? I should collect all those quarters that have the state of Rhode Island on it. Yeah. They'll be worth something since there's not going to be a state of, but now it's just still Rhode Island. I think they should change the whole fucking name.
I think they should just wipe away the state. It sucks.
So, do you want it to join Massachusetts, or do you want it to join Connecticut?
We'll give it. Fuck it. Give Connecticut a W. Like, we'll just let them have it. Because who cares? Connecticut
and Connecticut's up there and go, what the fuck did we do?
Connecticut's just the armpit of New England. They need a little something. Give them the granny flab of the arm, which is Rhode Island.
Oh.
No, but yeah. So actually, I was in Rhode Island today. Because I go down to Rhode Island every so often to buy my vape stuff, because they sell it there.
Dig it, man. You got your tie-dye shirt on and your vapes.
They're not connected, but yes, those are great observations. This is not good vapes. This is just regular vapes.
Sorry.
Oh man,
I was making a connection with that.
As Sherry pointed out, our COVID numbers are up in North Carolina.
Yeah. North Carolina is in the shitter right now, and South Carolina is in the shitter right now, and Texas and Arizona, California's going back up.
So is Washington.
The rink I used to work at wasn't supposed to open yet. In fact, the governor today pushed back phase 2 because it's all up, and now it's mandatory. You have to wear a mask every day here in North Carolina. But I love the people that complain about it. I was following someone on Facebook. I almost said, I go, your argument about it's my right, I should be able to do whatever I want.
That's you say to them.
Is the same argument smokers make. I should be able to smoke wherever I want.
Florida. I mentioned Florida, dude. Florida's fucked. Like the entire South is screwed right now, and many other parts.
The governor had done such a great job, but he buckled with the pressure. He buckled with and now Disneyland, which was supposed to open next week,
17th of July,
is not open now.
Again. Yeah, and nor should it really. I mean, until people can get their heads out of their own asses, and can actually, do the right thing and fucking listen to scientists, then you know what?
Well,
you're doomed.
You have like baseball season says, I just don't see it happening.
Well, dude, you got a douchebag in chief who's making these jokes in his rallies, talking about, we gotta reduce the testing, blah blah blah. Seriously, folks, and he's calling it and writing it off like a joke. Until then, today he pulled all support for actual fucking testing sites. Like, it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, I agree. But what is baseball thinking? I mean, basketball. Because I was listening to a sports show that somebody made a good point. They called up and they said, all right, what if you open up basketball and you got the Clippers and Lakers in the finals and LeBron James comes down with the virus during the finals? Do you delay it until he comes back healthy? Or you say, fuck it, LeBron James is sick?
You got to write off the season. That's my opinion.
They're not going to have any fit, but like with baseball coming back, I said, how are you going to have baseball? What happens if people start getting sick? It's 60 games. I mean, how do you keep people from getting? I mean, you already had the spring trainings. The Philly spring training site had issues. Yeah. I just the college, like you said, I know you don't like college football, but I think they should just scrap the season. There's no football. I don't know how they're going to play football. You're hitting people nonstop. You're literally sweating and dripping on them. Yeah.
I mean, college football is huge. I get that. I'm not trying to downplay college football whatsoever. I just in New England, college football is pretty much only relevant if you're a sports bettor. No one gives a shit about college football.
College football here is college sports is huge.
It's huge. Yeah, absolutely is.
Not with me, but it's.
But I worry for you guys in North Carolina. I really do. I worry for North Carolina. Colorado is actually not doing so great either.
Is it?
No. Like Colorado's, I think, is one of those states. I think you have to quarantine if
it's
you,
like
if
this
you visit from
like Oregon, from like Montana all the way across the middle Midwest.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I've been gone. I've been in northwestern Colorado for the last week, which is where no one lives. So,
on a brighter note, Nick, it looked fucking beautiful.
It did.
Oh, you saw them, Chris? You didn't like any of them.
I don't I'll tell you, it's kind of like birthdays. I don't like it.
That is good.
You know what's funny? Like, I'm glad that you brought that up. I flipped through Instagram. I lurk on Instagram, and I realized I don't like anything on Instagram. I like things. I just don't physically like things on Instagram.
Right.
It takes a long time to like something.
Yeah, to double tap. I gotta move my thumb. Yeah.
It's just me. It's me being late to the Instagram party that I'm not used to doing. I just scroll. I'm like, that's cool.
Just
scroll.
spread the love,
cool.
man.
Scroll. That's fucking stupid. This person's
love.
got too much time on their hands. Scroll. Meanwhile, here I am scrolling for 2 fucking hours.
But without a like.
Yeah, I'll be
without a little heart.
I'll be better at that. I also started looking through TikTok, which is either a great or absolutely the worst idea in the world.
It's stupid, but it's addicting.
Oh my god! And there is so much hatred on TikTok.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, and I had no idea, right? I had no idea what I was in for, and I have friends who let their kids have TikTok accounts. And I actually called a couple of them. I'm like, do you realize what your kids can see with no filter whatsoever on this app? And they didn't. And I was sending them screenshots of some of this shit, and they're like, okay, yoink, off their kid's phone or off the kid's iPad.
Those kids are gonna be pissed at you.
I don't give a shit. Grow up.
Man, that fucking
grow up.
An old man Sky Pack who doesn't like anything just fucked up my TikTok account.
Hey man, it's what's funny. People make fun of this for me all the time, but my kid does not have any technology outside of her Switch. She has a Switch, but she has no iPad. She's got no iPod.
Did she have
a phone?
Did you give her a Switch so she could sign up for your channel?
That's Twitch, Jack. No, and no. I got her a Switch because she really wanted it, and I'll be honest with you, I also wanted it. Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
The handheld Nintendo.
He's not switched on.
I'm not.
Oh, good one. But anyway,
I'm not either. So, video games, it'd be an addiction.
It is an addiction. But I think of it more as it's my me time. Like it's what I do to relax. It's what I do to unwind. If I'm, at work all day and I come home and hang out with the family, get dinner ready, cook dinner for the family, get the kids to bed. My wife goes to bed around 9:30. I go downstairs and fuck off playing Call of Duty for like 3 hours. It's great. I love it.
What about masturbation? You
can fit that in there too. Yeah.
While you're playing Call of Duty?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. They make automatic stuff.
It's
now,
good to
sure.
have it's good to have actual
He's playing with his joystick while something else is playing with his joystick.
Right.
Sign me up.
Every time you shoot someone, whoa! Okay.
Well, how did? Well, hold on a second.
I got
although this is funny, how did masturbation actually get involved into this conversation? Where did that come from?
That came from Matt.
That came from the bee's knees himself.
That is Sir Lord Beanies.
I'm Sir Lord Beanies. I'm sorry.
So what is it? What is this? All this kindness towards Matt? What's going on?
Sherry called us out. Said, "Oh, we have to be nice to him because I guess Matt's been complaining to people about it."
No, nice to Matt. He's an angel.
Sherry, you don't need to do that. When you wrote that, Sherry, I was like, "Ah, shit! Why'd you have to say that? They're gonna pick on me worse."
I told you that in private that it bugs me, Sherry. Don't let the world know it bugs me.
Well, I was a little late because I was working on the names for the end of the show because I know that a lot of people like them, so it's kind of a fun thing, and as opposed to the horrible ones that I did last.
We didn't have the link ready.
I know. I was just so involved.
And you conveniently said we're waiting for Jack. So
well,
I got blamed for it.
You had this audio thing that you were.
I said started. I'll be back.
Did you?
After Nick's song, I just put it on mute.
I didn't want you to miss Nick's song because it was his best. Yeah. And did you hear it?
I didn't hear it, but I heard it was.
It's all right with me.
Did you buy the album yet, Matt? Or did you just find out today from my post?
No, I just found out today. I mean, I'm sure it's like on iTunes. Like I got a subscription.
I put a down payment in 74 for
it. I'm excited about Dylan's new album, which
I've heard it's really great. Yeah.
I just got a chance to listen to it a little bit. So,
how old is Bob Dylan now? Like 90?
No, I think he's 78
or 79. Yeah, so he just turned 79. Yeah.
Okay, here I am.
Don't even go there, dude. Don't.
I
will kick you off this fucking
what
show.
Day is it?
He's being mean.
I know he is.
Be the first one in your block to have a kid come home in a box. Hey, hey, hey.
Jeez. Like, where is this stream of consciousness coming from?
I'm just singing. I'm singing a little Dylan there for you. Right?
Why don't you keep your Dylan to yourself?
Whoa! Are we going back to masturbation? Is that what we're talking about here?
Exactly.
That's what you want to call it. I meant to bring up the tally results here for
what?
The thing we had a versus and we
had another versus last week.
No. Like we were finishing the sandwich.
I forgot all about it. But go ahead.
It's amazing to me how many people out there, though, have never eaten or heard of a Cuban sandwich. But I appreciated the people that did vote for Cuban because they were like, if you've never had an excellent Cuban, then you've never lived life. And a lot of ways that's true.
Well, Cubans the sandwich takes a while to get used to because you have to get used to that tobacco.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the poll results here.
Well, I thought you had it. And Sherry wonders why we interrupt you.
Yeah, for real. Why we're mean.
I'm trying to get the final poll results.
If your background looks like Scarface with Robert Loggia's, room he had. Did Robert Loggia have the best name? Robert Loggia. I don't know. I just loved his. Robert Loggia was a fantastic actor. He was in Scarface, by the way. Have you seen Scarface, Chris?
It's been a long time, but yes, I have seen Scarface.
All right. Say hello.
So you have seen a movie from 1980 before. So yeah, there's another movie from 1980 called Das Boot or Boat.
So you have seen a movie that men have seen.
It's 81.
Damn, what is this? I'm almost there. I'm still scrolling past.
He's almost there. We're going back to masturbating.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Seriously, where is
Just doing a bit, buddy. Just
While we're waiting on Matt, I'm pretty old, right? And I don't consider myself completely stupid, but I've always bitched about the plugs in the pools and like anything where the water's draining out.
So is that why you no longer have hair? They fell out?
Exactly. The plugs, but no, the plug that lets the water out. It always comes.
The plugs in the pool. I'm sorry.
You know how it always comes back and covers the thing. I said, "What?" Because I used to weigh it down or do something like put a brick in there. Or something. I go, "Why don't they invent something that I didn't realize till 2 days ago? If you just put pressure on the thing, on the base of the pool." The suction keeps the lid from coming back over. I never knew that. I said, was this common knowledge?
There's a lot of things about pressure and suction. Yeah,
it works like the tub, Jack.
Well, the tub. What do you mean tub? Who takes a bath? I mean,
oh, fair enough. I have 2 children.
I did take a bath today, and it was glorious. It was amazing.
Did you put salt in it? Moment?
I did. I put Epsom salts in it because my body.
Did you find the thing where the verses were while you're taking?
I did. I did find the results.
So anyway, I'm not afraid to admit I'm stupid, but I guess after all that time, I was stupid.
Did you have Carole King or Kenny G playing? Just messing with you, Matt. I like a good bath. I probably take a bath once every 2 years.
Randy said, "Mr. Bubble."
Yeah, I did.
Mr. Bubble,
I actually. So I do Epsom salts and a little bit of Mr. Bubbles. Mm-hmm. The bubbles actually keep the heat in a little bit longer. So, but I was working around fiberglass today. Again, I've been doing attic stuff.
All right.
So, like my arms were just covered with just I was crawling around anyway.
Yeah, and a shower wouldn't clean it.
Well, a shower could, but soaking your body in the warm water.
So you were soaking your body that had all this fiberglass, and the fiberglass is just sticking to you.
Yeah. Okay. The results are.
Am I wrong?
No, the bath was soothing, and
Jack, you are fucking relentless.
By the way, I also took a shower afterwards for everybody that's imagining me naked.
You know
what? Thank you for clarifying.
So people in third world countries can't have water. You're taking a bath and a shower.
Your drink looks amazing, by the way.
Thank you. Cheers. This is what happens when you use a green screen and a green screen.
It's nice.
Wow, yeah. That's cool.
That's pretty rad. I should probably have a gummy.
All right. For those that were waiting, Nick finished last. You can thank those 12 listeners.
Those 12 people are awesome.
The comrades that voted for your sandwich.
For the Cuban. The 37 votes for the French dip. And they
retreated.
Yeah.
I blame because Jack didn't know the ingredients of a French dip. I think that's what caused it.
I don't think the listeners like
beef, cheese, and
we know how this goes. I mean, did 154 people that voted on this actually all listen to this?
No.
Well, according to their comments, no.
Okay.
Because if they did, they would not be happy with me.
This was a close final here. Chris with the Italian. I can't go wrong with the Italian. I mean everything that you mentioned.
I married an Italian.
51 votes. And then the BLT, everybody shat on, got 54 votes. Suck it. You guys.
So the BLT.
There was
One
like
by
a
three.
good hour that you guys just like, for the rest of the show is just like.
I don't recall that at all.
I have
mean,
a BLT when I'm taking a bath. So
I still
That actually sounds amazing.
I still think it's a fucking terrible
Bubbles,
pick.
lavender.
However, I forgot to mention that I actually that's how I rate a sub shop. I base a sub shop on how good their BLT is. If they serve, I'm sorry, BLT, Jesus Christ, how good their Italian is.
Yeah, that's
if
good.
If I get the Italian and it's good, I then venture on to the rest of the menu on my second visit. If I get the Italian and it sucks, move on, because sub shops or grinder shops or whatever you want to call them, depending on what region of the country you're in, are a dime a dozen.
deli.
And you only pick the ones that make the great sandwiches, and I base that on whether or not they make a great Italian sub. What is the background?
Oh, this was a photo that I took a couple summers ago for 4th of July.
Oh,
it's there's a time lapse exposure.
Actually, it looks like something else, but I'm not going to bring it up.
I thought the same thing, Jack. I think we're on the same page. That's why I was like, what the fuck is behind that right now?
I don't want to bring it up.
No.
Nope.
Moving on.
Nope.
Moving on.
Nope. I'm not saying it.
It's fire
I
over
can't
there.
look.
They're like little
Yeah,
candles.
I know it's fire. But that's
I'm
okay.
Okay, and then this is a sparkler. Okay, I'll change my background.
Thank
'cause-
you.
Thank you. Before one of us flips. The first thing I thought, I go, what the hell's he put up?
Oh, cool.
Nick now just got it. All right.
Yeah,
All right,
I get it.
let's go on to the next verses. I think that's a good segue. And I can use this background, which I kept thinking about throwing RCAD on cans. What is wrong now?
Nothing, Sir Lord Biddies.
Oh shit! There's private chat about me.
You know what? It's a private chat about what we're going to say live.
Okay, that's fine. I won't get
That's what it looked like.
All right. Anyway, Chris, could you please come back to the classroom here?
I'm quiet. I'm just laughing. Hey,
I agree with you, Chris, though, about the sandwiches. Like the Italian is a
I
good,
thought you
safe, it's a good, safe judge.
Guys are wrong.
Here, I'm trying to
post a picture.
change it up and. Have you guys ever eaten at a Schlotsky's Deli?
No.
Okay, then never mind then.
I've heard of it though.
Yeah, it's a chain out of Texas, and what makes it is it's like a circular, spongy sourdough, and the bread is what makes it. It's just unbelievable.
Nice.
A spongy sourdough.
Where is it? Out down south?
Their base is out of Texas, but they're scattered throughout. But there's one here in Fort Collins, and it's one of the main reasons why I moved here because I hadn't had it in so long. But it's a good little chain deli.
They have those hamburger. That was their hamburger. Wawoo or Wow. I don't know. I can't remember. They have a hamburger place in Texas that wasn't bad. We went to when we were in San Antonio.
Whataburger?
Yeah, maybe Whataburger. I don't remember. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Whataburger is in Florida and like
and I say measure wrong or measure wrong, whatever.
Yeah, okay. Measure?
That was adorable.
Measure? I say measure wrong. It's like you also say crayon wrong too.
Me? I say crayon wrong?
You also
You say crayons, don't you?
You also post inappropriate pictures.
What?
All right.
Jeez.
We have moved past the well-intended time-lapse photo, and here we are.
I'm going to find beer.
We're looking at beers.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
Last week we talked about do a versus this week, and I went unorthodox and I said what we're going to do, and I forgot what I said we were going to do, but the picture just reminded me. So
I forgot about
summer beers.
I think it was summer beer or summer drink. It had to have been something you could purchase at any place in which you buy your beer and wine. No regionalized like craft beers you can only get. There you go. That's better.
That's nice.
That's very nice. And Jenny Cream Ale. Interesting. Randy's already jumping in. I like it.
That's Genesee.
What's Jenny is actually short for Genesee. Jack, thanks so
Well,
much. Like Jenny Ice and Jenny Dry.
I'm sorry,
But
the
I
street-
know my beers.
Well, the street. I'm sorry, the street that I grew up at was off Genesee Avenue.
I had many a keg of Jenny Ice in college because it was like $30.
Genesee.
Anywho, so we're going to go around the horn and we are going to select our favorite summertime adult beverage that you can purchase or acquire. If you guys want to keep it simple, keep it easy, we could just stick with beers. That will keep things narrowed and focused.
Do we have a dice that someone can
Matt
roll?
doesn't drink beer. Oh yeah, he does.
Matt does not drink beer. That's correct.
Right. I don't drink beer, and
The chocolate stout.
like- and all the beers that I would drink are darker beers, which are not summertime kind of drinks.
That's fair. Okay, we can just make it a summertime drink then.
Sometimes drink whatever you want.
If you want to choose a beer, that's fine. I mean, there's whatever it is, right? So,
Okay.
There you go. All right. So, can we have a non-loaded dice ready to rock? Just asking for a friend.
Okay.
I'm the friend.
Let's see.
Think about the dice.
This is the
Oh
die.
no!
Not
Okay,
that one.
That's the cheap. That's the
Okay.
cheap dice.
The
Let's go to
Atari-
this.
The Atari 2600 dice game.
Let's go to. This is the Google provided one.
Oh my god, dude!
That
This
one.
is,
What's this?
it's,
Is that
it's not
Yahtzee?
getting better.
Was that Yahtzee?
Roll dice online.
Is that MS DOS? All right, cool.
Has anyone played Yahtzee in a while? I used to love Yahtzee.
I never
haven't
played
it.
Yahtzee.
You never played Yahtzee?
I
No.
have. I haven't played in a long time.
I
Caleb
played
got
Chinese
me
checkers
the
in
first
about
time in hell
30
of a
years
while.
either.
It's
Don't
actually
really-
very delicious.
Dice roll a dice online stopwatch. These are all awful.
All right, we'll stick with this one. That's your roll. All right, Matt.
No,
good job.
no.
One.
What happened? Why did it stop?
You have to
Holy
pay to probably
shit.
use that one.
Oh, okay. Why can't we just use
Why
Google?
don't we just buy like real dice?
That would be great, right?
You know what we should do while we figure out the dice situation, Matt?
Sure. Mhm.
I think we should have a word from our sponsors.
That's Matt's job to say that.
I told Chris he was in charge at the
He
beginning.
did, and I wasn't trying to. I just thought.
Yeah,
that
and you
could
said
be-
no thanks.
I said no thanks. I definitely said
That's how they got. That's how they got.
I'm good.
That's how they got the czar, Matt.
All right,
Power.
here we go. I've got another one pulled up.
That
I
was,
think
that was from Mash.
Will is commenting on the ad selections that are being fed on your Google searches.
Yeah, that was some interesting ads there.
I didn't see what it was. All right,
No.
so are we ready to do this? All right, so
Yeah, are you lonely tonight?
Oh, here, let me see if I can break it just one dice. Okay, does that work?
that's
That's a-
better.
It's called
All right, Matt, you want to just go in order of our photos on the left hand side and just make
Yeah.
it happen.
That's fine.
Matt,
Sure.
you roll first.
Okay, I'm gonna roll first. I'm clicking roll dice.
It's a miss 6.
2.
Oh.
Deuce.
Matt
Deuce.
got his loaded dice out of the way.
All right, who's up next?
That'd be
Pretty
me.
Chris.
Okay.
3.
Watch me get a 4.
Okay. Yeah, I know. This,
If you get a 4, then we're just kicking Matt out of the room.
Okay, 2.
welcome to the Slumville.
Now Jack's gonna get a 3.
Jack, here you go.
Ah.
Jack goes first, and
Nicely done there, sir.
I could go last because I don't know.
Wait, no,
No,
I've
you
got
did.
it.
So you go first.
No, you have to go first. That's the
You
rule.
do.
Russia, I have to go first.
And I'm second, and then are we at a fight for the finish here? For
Sure.
Matt?
Yeah. Nick, I'll go first. Here I'm going, and I got a 2 again.
Again.
Deuce.
Nick, here's your roll, and a 4.
All right, so it
I'm
goes
last.
Jack, me, Nick, and Matt.
Woohoo! Beers.
Beer is my favorite summertime beer. I'm
It doesn't have to be a beer. It can be a drink.
It could be a drink.
Oh, it can be a drink. That's true.
Summertime drinks.
I'm going to go with the BLT.
Summer drinks. Shit! You guys can see
That would go perfectly well with your BLT in a bathtub.
The summertime cocktail looked pretty good.
right? They did.
All right, Jack, what is it? What's your drink?
I'm gonna go with the Corona with a little lime and
I
kick
knew you
back,
were gonna go
relax.
with that.
I knew it.
It's a perfect beach drink. It's a perfect topic for today's what's going on in the world today. It's the drink of the pandemic. I mean, I don't know how people
Drink of the pandemic.
I don't think anyone can go wrong with a Corona. You put the little lime in there, you squeeze it in there, and it's like, oh my god! If it's ice cold, oh my god. So yeah, I'm going with the Corona.
Okay, all right. So I can see where you're coming from with the Corona, because the Corona is a good beach drink. I get that.
It's a summer beach drink.
I'm going to go with an equally easy drinking beer that, in my opinion, has everything that the Corona lacks, and that is class and flavor. So that drink this drink I'm talking about needs to be ice cold, served only in a bottle.
PBR.
It is
Coors Light.
the fucking champagne of beers, Miller High Life in a bottle. I actually had 4 of them this evening. They are so good.
Could we have gone with soda?
If it's super hot out and those things are ice cold and they're in a glass bottle, there is very few beers out there that are going to be more satisfying on a warm summer day.
Could we have gone with
High
soda?
Life is cool, crisp, flavorful, and you don't have to feel like you have to you have to cover the flavor of the beer with a piece of fruit. It's that good.
Could we have gone with soda?
A little bit of shade. Could you have gone with soda? No, we're doing alcoholic beverages.
Oh, you said drink. I'm just like,
Adult drinks.
Adult.
Oh, all right.
For adults.
For adults?
Adults. And adults. Both. Nick, have you done your research?
Well, I think this is such a hard one because
They're going to throw you in Colorado.
Because you got so you got your low ball beer with Jack, so that's going to appeal to some people.
That's what
you got your even lower ball beer, according to Chris. So I'm not going to go all fancy and pick like something like Sam Adams, Summer Lager or something. I would like to pick a beer.
That would be a solid pick.
Yeah, it would. But
orange in it.
I'm going to go with something a little bit different. I'm really drawn. I'm going to go with a liquor drink. I'm torn between 2 because I like them both. You got the mojito, which is an excellent summer drink because you have some mint and some soda. It's great.
You got a whole Cuban thing going on right now.
I really do.
You might roll with it. It could work out for you.
But
did you have to kiss Fredo?
I did. I knew it was him. He broke my heart.
You broke my heart.
Broke my heart.
Wait, Chris hasn't.
But I'm actually going to go with mimosa.
Mimosa.
Wait, I thought we couldn't do drinks like that.
We said you could because of you.
Because you don't drink beer, so we said we can do.
We literally made the exception for you.
Do you not? People wonder why we interrupt you. You don't pay attention.
Yeah. I'm going to go with mimosa though, because orange juice, nice sweet, and you got some champagne. It's great just to sit and get a little hammered.
I'm sorry, I'm not rich. I can't have that every Sunday.
I'm kind of upset with you right now.
Really? You want me to go with mojito?
Yeah, dude. You're from fucking Tennessee.
Yeah.
You would get.
I want a mimosa.
No.
I'm just saying. I'm not.
I'll have my time.
Yeah, you will. hey. I'm saying.
I'm from Tennessee.
So
fine. Fuck it.
So I didn't know that we could, because I would totally be down with the bee's knees. I mean, like, that's all I've been drinking.
Pick the fucking bee's knees. You can pick whatever you want.
I'm gonna pick Bridges of Madison County. Because that movie makes my heart hurt.
Kayla says she loves mojitos, so suck it.
Wait. I thought you used...
I did. I picked mimosa. Sorry. Mimosas,
yeah. Yeah, you're throwing me with the mojito mimosa thing there. I gotta go with my bee's knees. Like, that's all I've been drinking. I've been drinking.
You fucking win this one, it's a fix.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, nobody's gonna know.
You're the only person in probably the entire state of Indiana who's ever had a bee's knees.
Well, I could go G and T.
Have you picked a fucking drink yet? I'm not sure.
Yeah, Randy. If I was gonna go with the beer, Randy says Blue Moon Belgian wheat. That was gonna be the beer I was choosing.
Ah, Blue Moon, yeah, that's a good
Blue Moon,
one.
because I mean, there's nothing better than a good Hefeweizen on a hot day.
That's a Coors beverage.
It is a Coors beverage.
Kind of not really with Coors.
But I'm not gonna.
Nick can't say that he's in Colorado.
What Coors?
Coors, you can't bash Coors.
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 Southerners say Coors.
It's the silver bullet. You ever see that commercial?
I'm sorry, Matt. You need to pick your drink.
Look, Chris, I didn't pick mimosa. Okay,
Oh, you actually did pick the bee's knees.
Yeah, why not? I mean,
Fair
it's been my summertime drink. I've been enamored.
Chris says, does one have to drive a Lexus to enjoy a mimosa?
No. That's not what he said. He says, does one have to drive a Lexus to enjoy it? All right, Jack, you're up to bat. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't even think I have to worry about Matt. I mean, if Bee's Knees wins, what the fuck? I don't know.
Quit.
I'm sure a lot of people go, the fuck is a Bee's Knees? I'm sure that's going to be the argument when we see it. As far as Chris, whatever. Nick, mimosa, come on, Nick. Come on.
You just wait.
Nick, come on. You probably will win, but whatever.
Win.
But if I had my choice, I'd pick 1664. It's a foreign beer, but I know most.
It's only good in France, though. It's shit.
All right,
France.
okay. Here we go. I'm gonna go around the horn here. Matt, get the timer ready for me. I'm gonna go in 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
Jack, if you could not have picked a more J pick than Corona, for Christ's sake, Corona.
Jay doesn't even like Corona.
Not your time to talk. My time to talk. And you have to actually mask the flavor of your beer with a piece of fucking fruit so it doesn't taste like stale ass beer. Nick, it's mimosa, not mimosa.
I said mimosa. Everyone's seen that meme. I know it's
trying to make a Harry Potter
mimosa.
reference just to make Kayla laugh. That's pretty much all I'm doing right at this point. But mimosa is not a great drink. Come on,
Time's
grow up.
up. And
Grow
you
the
didn't
fuck
get a
up.
chance to
And the
shit on
bee's
my-
knees.
Oh, you're done. Sorry,
What the fuck is a bee's knees?
I haven't gone over the recipe on this show.
I'm just trying to.
Yeah, but I'm sure we interrupted you. No one heard it.
All right, so it's you take about 4 ounces of lemon juice.
Whoa! It's not your turn.
No. Nick.
It
No.
is. Oh, Chris just went. Yeah, it's my turn. Yeah. So,
You got 5 seconds.
So Corona, yeah. I mean, Corona, it is a beach drink, but it's shit. I mean, you drink like 10 of them and you're still not even drunk. High Life, I like the High Life, but
Yeah, you do. You fucking do.
come on, man! Like, both of y'all pick some low fucking bar beers here.
It's a great.
It's just water. It's just water with a hint of hops.
Yeah,
The bee's knees, yeah. Like, I mean, Matt, I'll give you my kidney if you win with fucking bee's knees because
I might need your liver.
yeah.
All right, my turn. Fucking nasty ass beer. Like, fuck you guys and your nasty ass beer. Like, this is
Wow.
I hate Bud Light. There was a time that I drank Miller, because it was there. But it's all shit. It's all just piss and beer piss. Sucks.
Beer
And
piss.
I would drink a mimosa in the morning. But I'm good.
While you're taking a bath, you're done.
All right.
Wow, you just didn't fucking try.
I would drink a mimosa.
Fuck, beer sucks. Mimosa.
It's like pee.
Well, there's a reason why 2 of us host Owen and Brew's barbecue.
I give you the name.
And the email address too. So
creative.
yeah,
I would have picked Kamikaze.
Speaking of Owen and Brew, so my mom, when she comes to visit, she goes, they don't have Disney Plus, and she's like, Nick, can we watch the Manchurian? I'm like, what the fuck's the Manchurian?
Well,
She's
that's
like,
a movie.
the Disney show, and I'm like, you mean the Mandalorian? She's like, yeah, that's what I said. I was like, no, you said the Manchurian. It's a section of China. But anyway.
But that's a movie, though, isn't it? Manchurian?
The Manchurian Candidate.
The Manchurian.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chris has seen it.
60s and
But,
then there's one in the 90s.
They remade it, yeah.
Yeah, I just saw the original.
Yeah, the original's better with Frank
Yeah.
Sinatra. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so like both my parents, typically, they're sitting on the couch. We're into the Mandalorian. I look over at both of them, they're fucking out like a light on the couch. And I'm just like,
so you could have recorded.
The thing is about my mom is that she's got this really weird brain because like the next day we're in the car, we only got 3 episodes in. I literally go, so Mom, what about the Manchurian? You know, like was it good? What'd you think of it? She's like, oh, I liked it. We can watch the next 3 episodes tonight. I'm like, what happened in the first 3 episodes? And like that, she goes, oh, like they find the little guy, and then he turns the little guy in, and then he has second thoughts, and then he rescues the little guy. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Basically, what happened?
Well, she paid attention, right?
I don't know how, but like she was asleep the entire time and knew the basic plot of the show.
She was listening to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, osmosis.
You just thought she was asleep.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck we were talking about. I've got like 3 drinks here tonight.
We're talking about the bees. We're talking about the bees maze.
This one, the one that looks like.
Matt, your post on YouTube says you almost went with the gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Well, here's what you should have done: because that is a way better drink.
It is usually like my summertime.
I want to go with the gin and tonic.
If you went gin and tonic, I might have voted for you. That's a great drink for the summertime.
It is. It is a good summertime drink. That is true. My wife made one today, and I was working, doing a bunch of shit.
Are you done with the attic?
Not done with the attic, but I did get heating ducts ran today.
That's good. It's 100 degrees outside. Good timing. I said it's 100 degrees outside. Good timing.
Not. I mean, it was it wasn't too hot here when I was doing it, but
well, how hot is it in that attic with you working up there?
Well, with it sealed in the insulation, I mean, it does get hot, but I have a room unit now. I have duct work going up there, which is amazing.
You got ducks in your attic? That's crazy, man.
That didn't answer my question.
And then
I worked on the window frame because like I had a whole tear out of a window, and I rebuilt the entire little area there. So that, and then so that I could measure it and we could get a proper fitting for that.
What was that word?
So
what was that word? What did you do?
I measured it. Okay, I measured it. Right?
Measured.
You weren't even here last week.
And,
I'm like, what? You
know what happened? It actually got to me while I was working today because I'm up there measuring.
Measure.
It depends on what part of the country. To be fair to Matt, it depends on what part of the country.
I'm up there, and I.
Literally, the only part of the country that says measure is in Matt's house. Like I've never heard it before. I've never heard that.
Measure. I think I say major. I'm a back Matt up on that. I think I say major.
I think it's adorable. I do.
Thanks. I think you're adorable too.
Thanks, buddy.
Aww.
Then we got a love connection. Back in 2 and 2. Some people look at that.
It's like a real love.
We just keep missing each other. It's just it's not meant to be.
Have you guys? We've all seen the Brady Bunch, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I babysit my grandson. I go, what show can I watch that he'll enjoy while I'm watching? When I'm giving him a bottle, and I started watching the first episode of the Brady Bunch, and I noticed that Peter Brady. If you look at him during the opening segment with the theme song, what the fuck is he looking at? He's looking down here. He's looking over here. He's not. No, he's not. He's the only kid who's not looking at anybody. So fuck you, Christopher Knight. I mean, I'm sorry. You used to be my favorite, because you had the pork chops and applesauce. You also beat the shit out of Buddy Hinton. But I gotta call you out. What you watched the first season? I don't know what the fuck he's looking at. Anyway, okay, go on.
For shame.
Can you pick apart every 40, 50-year-old show at just something? Like
I can't.
You bitch about Opie not throwing the rock correctly.
Yeah. Well, no, he should have been in the major leagues. He throws the ball. He literally throws the rock 100 feet to the right. It ends up 100 feet to the left. How is that fucking possible? Fucking Ronnie Howard.
I mean, do you want to charge the Fonz with abuse for hitting the jukebox hard every episode?
Well, it's
He likes to pick on kids. He finds kids.
Just kids, yeah.
He does.
I would go after Fonzie too. Don't hold. Whoa.
No, but you find TV kids and you like to really pick on them. I'm a kid.
How long have you been on TV?
No, but I bet you everyone right now is going back. Go on Hulu if you have Hulu. Watch the first episode and watch the opening credits. What the fuck is Christopher Knight looking at?
Dude, he's stoned out of his mind. He's like, dude, there's boxes
He's like
around.
9 years old. What the fuck is he looking at? Anyway, I don't want to look at Jan.
Yeah, I am going to go on a limb here and say I will take your word for it and side with you on this. I'm not going to go back and watch this.
You know what? It's funny. I've been watching. I watched it the first. I was old enough to watch it when Matt and I watched it when it first came out. And when it came out, I'd never noticed it before until I was sitting there watching. I go, dun dun dun. I go, what the fuck is Peter looking? He's like, and he looks like he's fucking high too. I'll say that too. I'll call him out. Christopher Knight
It was the 70s, man. I mean, come on. He's probably coked out of his mind.
I mean, he had that reality show with his wife. What was his wife's name?
Andrea something Curry.
Andrea Curry, who I saw at Comic-Con. Remember, Nick? I think we saw.
You and I saw her butt. Yeah, she had her bare butt hanging out.
Yeah, she was probably stoned too.
Yeah, I remember she was wearing basically like fishnets.
Yeah, she was like, how you doing? I go, good. See, look at but he's supposed to be looking at the dad.
Which one are we looking at?
He's supposed to be looking at Alice or something like that, and he's like, I'm so stoned.
Like in this picture, he's kind of looking at.
No, not that one. I don't think that's from the first season.
Oh, okay.
It's from the first season, and it's just like, what the?
Well, I'm gonna
do something on Crazy Thing TV about it. Basically, what I just did now, because it just irritated the fuck out of me.
Well, I'm not going to.
How hard is it to look straight? Because you and Chris were trying to do it. I go, how hard is it? Like I'm looking at Nick. Am I looking straight?
It actually appears like you're looking at the picture on Nick's wall.
Yeah.
Better.
Nope.
Better.
I don't think
I'm not looking at my penis.
Better. Whoa! but I'm saying that they have direct. He's got this look like.
It's the red shirts down there.
Yeah, we are.
You and Nick.
Anyway,
right.
Who would have thought you guys wearing red shirts?
I'm the best dad.
Oh, nice. Did everybody have a good dad's weekend?
Yeah.
I got my dad a golf ball marker, so like a whole thing, and you can customize like what you write on your golf ball, so you know it's yours. And I got him a little. My dad likes knickknacks. He likes all like the little stupid shit.
I like something where you can write on balls. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. A little tattoo, these balls. And then I got him a little metal thing that you put on your door that you can step up and like wash your roof of your car.
Oh, okay. I was going a different direction, but that's okay.
So, no, it's like a little step. Like you put it on the side of your door and like it attaches, and then you can get up there really easy. And
it's very ironic in Jack's leaving for this one, but it's ironic. I got my dad again. What do you call it? A Corona. My dad loved Corona, and
my grandson's got me this.
Oh, nice
handmade artwork.
Oh,
yeah.
Did they make the house?
They did.
They made that house. How'd they make that house?
They put it together.
Oh.
Zach is like a Lego master.
You didn't get on to him for painting outside the lines? I mean,
I appreciate the effort because when my grandkids do anything, it makes me happy.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You're not complaining inside a little bit?
No.
Like when you saw it, you were nothing but glee. You didn't for 1 minute go, you shit. You didn't even try.
He's not fucking Christopher Knight. I don't expect him to look straight. I mean,
I'm just saying you're being a little hypocritical here. You're complaining about Opie, complaining about Christopher Knight, but yeah, you don't criticize your.
Look, I'm not related to fucking Christopher Knight, and I'm not related to fucking Opie, so fuck it. I don't care. They get a mulligan.
Okay.
Chris, you were about ready to say something very heartwarming and endearing.
That's quite all right. It wouldn't have been a real good Ramblecast story if Jack didn't jump in with some random ass shit. So, but I'm glad he did because that was also very, very cute. The little houses that his grandkids met. made for him. Hashtag nepotism. Hashtag he could be a Brady Bunch episode. Hashtag they didn't.
Hashtag burn that house down.
So no. So this was an interesting Father's Day for me. You know, it was my first Father's Day without my dad, and
right.
yeah. So I went out and visited Western Mass, where I grew up. My mom's still there, and hung out with my mom for the day. Got to bring the kids out. It was my mom's first time seeing the kids, really since the funeral. You know, because of everything that happened. So it was a little bit more relaxed with social distancing. So we got the whole family together out in Western Mass, and then paid a little visit to my dad's gravesite. And unfortunately, right now, in the town where I grew up in Massachusetts, there is such a spike in deaths due to coronavirus that the cemeteries are way behind with putting up monuments. So we have to wait a long time for a headstone for my dad, which, by the way, those fucking things are expensive as shit. Yeah. I had no idea. But they're like $5,000, $4,500. But anyways, so I went and paid my dad a visit, and I brought him a Corona.
Nice.
He absolutely loves Corona. And it is now how my mom can find the heads where he's buried, because it as ironic as that is, right? It's like because of the lack of the headstone, there's hundreds of graves, unfortunately, that don't have headstones in that area. So he does have like the placard that was put down by the funeral home with his name on it, but that's all that's there to mark him. So plop the Corona right there next to his name.
Nice.
My mom's been there since, and she said that's how she found him.
Nice. Well, that worked out good.
She says he hasn't finished it yet. That's the.
Oh, you didn't take it. You didn't empty it.
No.
Right. You forgot to bring the lime. Probably that's why.
Yeah, he's probably pissed at me for not bringing the lime.
It probably is. Yeah, it is hard.
It was tough though. I mean, it was definitely it was a great day, and then once it was it was out of family mode and it was back home, it was hard. It was real hard.
It is hard.
Yeah, you get all this tons of nostalgia. My mom actually had she had pillows made for my brother and I that were actually made of my dad's ties, which I thought
really.
Oh,
wow, that's nice.
And actually, one of the ties that is on there, multiple patterns from it, are actually from the tie that he wore to my wedding. So it's a nice, very nice gift, nice gesture. So
nice.
First Father's Day without Dad is down, and it was not easy. And I can only hope they get easier and better. But
yeah, I know my dad passed away 4 years ago, and the first couple were tough because you want to call him. I can't call him. I mean, there was times the first year I would go, oh, I got to call him about his Cardinals. Oh wait, you forget. You just forget that I can't call him.
Yeah, and I went down the rabbit hole that night, and I have a bunch of voicemails that are saved from him. So, it's great to have. It's also tough to have,
right?
But it's always a great reminder of how terrible my dad was at leaving fucking voicemails. So I laugh and I cry at the same time because, man, he sounds like an idiot when he's leaving a voicemail. But I've got them, set in stone forever as long as I don't lose my backups.
Well, you mentioned I've told the story before. You mentioned headstones. My dad was there's this where he's buried, or he was cremated. He was put into a wall. And it's funny because he told me years ago, he was like, okay, I've already paid, we're driving up to Pennsylvania and Jay was sitting in the back sleeping. He goes, okay, I've already paid for my funeral. I've already paid for taking care of this. I've taken care of your sister, all this different stuff. I go, why are you telling me this? Anyway, so he used to always end every phone call with, your time is up. So that's what we put on his saying, your time is up. We put that. It was actually my sister's idea. Oh, I said, she goes, really? I go with it. I think that's him. That's perfect.
That's great.
Your time is up. And so that's what, if you go to this place in San Diego, that's where it's right by Balboa Park. Your time is up. So anyway, that's just some people thought it was sick, but I go, no, that's him.
I like it.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Speaking of headstones and all that stuff, my mom is a fairly unconfrontational person. She just lets it fester until she gets someone that she knows will be on her side, and then she'll like unleash it.
Yeah.
And both my grandparents passed away. My dad's parents a year ago, June 9th. And my grandfather, even though he was a good guy, was very self-centered. That's just his generation. He was all about himself. And he purchased,
like this
guy? like that. Yeah, this guy. He not only purchased, the headstone for him.
I pointed at Matt
and his wife. He also purchased
me or him. Wow. Okay.
Jack did it, not me.
No, I pointed to Matt.
No, I saw you. You pointed. Anyway,
I'm Christopher Knight.
But not only did he purchase, his headstone and his wife's headstone, my grandmother's headstone, he purchased the family headstone for like the area in the graveyard. And most people just put the name. That's it. Your last name. That's all you do. No, he had to put his name on there and the last name for the family. And on the back of it, he was in the Navy for 3 years. He put an engraving of his entire ship and all this other shit on there. And it's like, it has nothing to do with it. Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the family. It's him, because like that was the only thing.
He was in the Navy for 3 years.
For 3 years.
I mean, the Confederacy was around longer than that.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, when was
his family members were around?
He was in Korea. He was in Korea.
Oh, Korea. So what in World War II?
No, he was too young for World War II. So
what, you're just shitting on the wars now?
I'm not shit. Jack is. I'm not.
I'm gonna shit on the war
too, so it can't be.
Well, if you're gonna brag about a war, you brag about. I mean, all wars are bad, right? So it's anyone who's had it.
Okay.
But if you're gonna sit there and say, okay, I was in a great, World War II,
only a person that would choose Corona beer.
But let me get to it. So my mom, we're in the truck, and I'm in the front, mom's in the back, and she starts telling me this about the headstone and all this stuff. She's like, I don't want to be buried there because I just think it's stupid what he did by doing all this shit. I wasn't in the Navy. I don't care that his and then her maiden name was C, and started with a C, and ours is a D. So her family is actually not too far away from my dad's family, and I'm like, well, you should go be buried with your brother and your mom and your dad. She's like, well, I can't do that. I have to be buried with your dad. I'm like, okay. And then so dad gets in the truck. He's like, what are you guys talking about? I'm like, I don't know, something about a stupid headstone, And then she's like, oh, you're talking about that, huh? She's like, well, I don't want to be buried. Like, it's just one of those that like she just chose so we could talk about it and have me on her side of like, she's like, well, it's like it's not like they could complain about it. Just tear the fucking thing down and get another one,
Yeah. There you go. Exactly.
But, so she's against your grandfather's headstone.
Not his personal one, but for the family, because like that's why he made the big family one. About,
that's not his.
He made the family one, like instead of just saying done and that's it. Like he put his name on it and like his accomplishments and all this shit on the family one. So it's like
he's like John Hancock.
Yeah, it was
Nick,
all about him.
You have such a unique opportunity to have a lot of fun with your headstone.
Oh, I'm not gonna be buried. So,
well, I mean, your family does, I should say. Maybe
right.
Not you, but like done. Like it's
all right.
I'm done.
We're done. Yeah.
He's done. Like you should put like he is, and then done.
Done.
I know I have a great uncle that was born on. When we used to go back to East Berlin, Pennsylvania, where my grandmother lived, and my dad was born and raised. It's a small town in Pennsylvania. Outside of Gettysburg, there's a cemetery right behind my grandmother's house, and my youngest daughter loved to go there. So we'd look at, there's tombstones back from like I'm sure they didn't cost $5,000, but there was like 1,600. I mean, 1,650 or whatever it was. But my uncle, be great uncle, whatever he is, he was born on the day that the Japanese surrendered to the America. His name was Victor Americus. That was actually his name. They gave Victor Americus Gladfelter. So not a bad name to have, right? Unique. It's better than your sinus, which was my great-great-grandfather. Your sinus. I'm glad that
was his nickname Infection.
Your sinus Llewellyn Gladfelter was his name.
Well, brief note back to Father's Day. It was a unique Father's Day for me. Usually don't get the chance to spend it with my dad. Like usually we're doing other things, and
I like the photo.
Oh, thanks.
on Instagram.
I also liked it in real life.
I'm not like some people.
I liked it in real life.
Thanks. You liked it in real life. So
What the fuck does that mean?
my dad and
I didn't double tap it.
we don't always see eye to eye or get along a lot of times. So, but for the last, I don't know, several months, we've been getting along just fine because basically there's a mutual assured, like, we just don't talk about politics. You're not going to talk about Trump. I'm not going to talk about Trump. We can just be cool with each other. I'll help you out. You help me out. We're all good. So my family, we went up to visit. They have this house actually up in Warsaw, Indiana. And so we went to visit. They've been moving in up there. And everything was cool. It was actually a really great Saturday. It wasn't Sunday, but we hung out on Saturday. We went boating, we went swimming in the lake, we went swimming at a pool, we had a cookout, I took a nap. It was awesome. Anyway, so later in the evening, we're all just kind of famished. My wife orders pizza. My brother-in-law comes over. First thing he says is, boy, that Trump turnout, that's got to piss him off because they blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. Why did you? I might even agree with you, bitching about Trump, but I don't want this brought up right now. I just don't. It's just, don't rock the boat right now, dude.
Don't tip the boat over.
Yeah. So basically, my dad didn't say anything. And I didn't say anything to my brother-in-law. I was just kind of trying to nix that shit. And so later that night, of course, my dad, not willing to let things go, finally had to turn on Fox News and, spout off about how great the crowd looked or something. I'm like, whatever, dude. But that kind of set me off where I just basically, called it. I said, look, I wasn't happy when so-and-so, started talking about Trump, and I'm not going to put up with you watching this. Or I don't know what I said. I'm not going to put up with talking about this. It's just, and I kind of left the room. Wasn't a storm off, but it was an ultimatum of basically we're not going to have this shit. It's just, it's a non-go. It just doesn't end well, any of our conversations about politics. So, my dad shortly came downstairs and, like most things with a dad and son, you don't talk about the thing, you talk about other shit, and then everything's cool. And everything was cool. And, I woke up the next morning, we had breakfast together. I got to fix his headphones. He had some, really nice, kind of noise canceling headphones that he was going to wear while mowing lawn and shit. And I set him up so that he's on my iTunes family plan so he can listen to whatever's on his iTunes, just have at it, Dad.
This podcast.
Yeah, I'll put that podcast. Listen to what I talk about you when we're not together. But it was just a really nice, that issue was very muted, and that was great. We don't need to go into this shit. And this shit should not tear our family apart, and it feels like it has for years. And, I'm not pointing fingers, but my sister doesn't let things go.
Well, she's a Patriots fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
So she has a tendency to really kind of push the envelope, and I've just been, I just would assume not talk things out with my dad in that regard. And anyway, a long story short, I had a great Father's Day weekend. We came back, my kids and my wife, they gave me some really cool gifts, including a baby Yoda of my very own.
Nice.
So you went with the plastic head.
She bought it. Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, Chris and I have the other one. So
right.
I mean, they're still both cute.
They are, and we've been doing a lot of funny.
But I don't know if I like the plastic head one.
Yeah, because you can't kind of squeeze his head in. So, this is what it's like to Skype with any of your children.
Well, he needs to get some sun.
He's more of a limey, pale green. Like
he needs to. He's not green enough, right?
So
if you go out in the sun, would he turn green? I
think he would probably get darker. Don't you?
Well, it's good you had a good time with your dad and say politics stayed out of it for the most part.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, things couldn't have been better between my dad and I. Actually, like I said, I've been helping him move. He's helped me with a few things, hauling shit, and you name it, and it's been good. So
that's good.
But anyway, that was my Father's Day weekend, and got to.
We had the whole family over, the grandkids. It was nice. Chris in the chat asked, any relation to your sinus college? Is that in Pennsylvania?
They're brown.
He's got underwear.
Yeah.
Yours has no legs. What's going on with yours?
The hell?
Right?
Dude, right? Look how cute he is.
I know. I know.
Well, he's adorable. Look at him. He's like, hi, guys.
I think the amazing thing that I found about Baby Yoda, and I do like the soft Baby Yoda, but my kids play with it as though it is a doll, and they will set it up, in different places. Like immediately, my wife regretted it because I kept doing silly things with
Is it replacing Elf on the Shelf?
I think so. Oh, speaking of Elf on the Shelf, so
they have the Krampus on the mantle.
So
that's where to go.
The other morning, I'm just sitting there having coffee, just waking up, just barely
watching Fox News.
No, that doesn't fly. But anyway, I'm sitting there with my coffee. My wife, she decides, just out of the blue, everybody's at the breakfast table. She decides out of the blue that she's just going to say, hey, by the way, I don't even know how she started it, but she told our son that we're Santa.
You were adopted. Oh, whoa!
I'm
whoa. She didn't. Wait, hold on a second.
And I was like,
she didn't talk to you about it.
We had talked about it. We had discussed that we were going to cover Baby Yoda's ears because this is family entertainment. So it went over okay. All things. And we had a conversation about how. The tradition is, got started with St. Nicholas and kind of explained, kind of the history of Santa Claus and that now he is in on the secret and can be a gift giver as well. Yeah,
Santa. Yeah, he is now Santa too.
But she didn't talk to you about it.
No, we had discussed it.
But she didn't.
It was just more like we had talked, hey, maybe one day, we'll bring this up to the kids this summer sometime. I think we were talking about doing it when we were on vacation, but since that didn't happen, it was just more like, yeah, let's just do this. It was like,
that's the way we do it. Once you got to a certain age, you become Santa. Everybody's a Santa, and the thing is that you have gifts that'll say to Chris from Nick. But then it could be to Matt from Santa. So it's a mystery. You can kind of figure out who gave you what, if you really know that person well. But it's from Santa. So it's just the fact of giving without a reward.
Right.
And that's what we do.
And I think in discussing a lot of the traditions too, he kind of learned I put surprises in my wife's stocking. She puts surprises in my stocking. There's still this element of surprise and gifts and, and the fact that, that's from Santa. So, and then we discussed.
I'm not looking forward to that day.
Oh, right.
It is no fun.
I was just oh man, we just ripped the magic out from our kids. So,
Yeah, I still every now and then, because my parents don't get me that many stuff. When you get older, you get fewer gifts. But like I still ask around, like, will you put stuff in front of the mantle? You know, like because that's the way it used to be. You had stuff underneath the tree before Christmas got there. Mm-hmm. But when you came down as a kid on the morning of, you had some that were right in front of the fireplace. And I'm like, can you put just like 2 that you didn't wrap? Like just put 2 there in front. That way, when I wake up and I come down, I'm like, hey, look, Santa left that. You know, like she's like, no, I don't. I only got you 2 gifts. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I mean, I'll never forget growing up. Like my dad had like the shittiest handwriting. Like his printing was just like all capital letters with no like uniformity to them whatsoever. So it was unmistakable. When he wrote Santa, it pretty much just said Dad. You know what I mean? And it was one of those things when they told me, I had already known, like probably for a good couple of years, right before they actually came and spilled the beans to me. But I'll never forget, like even the day that they told me. Granted, I had known, right, for a long time, but the day they told me, I remember as a kid like crying. I remember being very emotional about it because like. It was one of those things where like I went along with it because of exactly what you just mentioned, Nick, right? Like, you put things in the mail because there's that magic behind it. So like, and we never had the conversation, Matt, like that you had with your kids and about the whole you're now you're part of being a part of the crew, right? Type of thing.
The way my mom told me was basically like, Matt, I'm Santa. Yeah, and she was like, it's my fault, and I'm like, Jesus, like,
yeah,
what the fuck? And are you going to be honest with me about the divorce now too?
Right?
No, seriously, like that was all wrapped together.
Well, but I think where I started to figure out was more with the Tooth Fairy than with Santa. Like I put 2 and 2 together after I knew the Tooth Fairy was bullshit.
No,
because my mom would never. Like my friends would be like, "Oh, I got $5. I got $10." I'm like, "I got a quarter." You know, and then like
it was me.
You know, and then
that conversation literally happened today. So I was at my friend's house, and my friend's kid had her tooth pulled. Right, so she's 7 years old and had to have a tooth pulled because they had a bad cavity. And so she's like, I'm like, how are you doing, Gwen? You know, her name's Gwen, and she's like, I'm good. I'm like, they'd like put her under gas and stuff because the Novocaine wasn't working. Like, it's just not a great scenario. And she's like, but you know what though? The Tooth Fairy came and she came running down the stairs with 3 single dollar bills. I'm like, you got $3? I was like, obviously you make a big deal out of it, right? So like it was just like just making her feel real special. And I was like, you know what I got? And I was like, holy shit, I'm having one of those moments. Like back when I was a kid, you know what I got from the Tooth Fairy? I got a shiny quarter,
right?
Because my parents were smart. They got me a little Tooth Fairy bin that was literally the shape of the diameter of a quarter, so they couldn't fit anything else in there. I was like, "That's a brilliant move, Mom and Dad. I'm gonna use that when my kids grow up."
So the girl came down and said she got $3, but she lost her TikTok account.
Not the same kid.
Okay.
we always or we used to always make I would fold the dollar bills up. So they only got $1 bill, but it was always folded up in a very unique kind of shape, like a little origami kind of thing. So,
well, where I started to figure out was not just the fact that I was getting gypped compared to the rest of my friends, like my teeth weren't as valuable as some of my other friends, was that my mom, being her, always forgot. So it's just like, oh, I lost 2 teeth today. And then like 2 days later, the teeth would still be under the pillow and no money, you know, and then I would come down depressed, you know, and then it's like, Tooth Fairy didn't leave me anything. And then like you hear Mom like, shit, like, you know, and then all of a sudden you see her sneaking in the room and like there's 50 cents under the pillow and like 3 days later, that's bullshit. Like,
oh my gosh, the number of times. I mean, the one thing that I'm really excited about though, this happening is that I don't have to fucking do Elf on the Shelf anymore. I'm done with that little bastard.
They're gonna still want it.
Suck it. Well, no, they can play it now.
Okay.
You know, like it's all.
We never had Elf on the Shelf, so
we didn't either when I was a kid. But for whatever reason,
I mean, when my kids were younger, we didn't have Elf on the Shelf.
Well, I didn't, but somehow my kids
it's the worst,
and it is.
We had to shut the fuck up and be good. Is what we told our kids.
Yeah, he's always watching.
But didn't you figure out with the Easter Bunny? I mean, that was my first. I mean, the Tooth Fairy was kind of believable. The Santa Claus, but you go the Easter Bunny. What the fuck?
So
because it makes no. There's what's the correlation between
I never
rabbit and Easter?
It's weird. I never believed in the Easter Bunny, but Santa, yes.
Yeah.
Like I was
it's believable, but a bunny, it's like
I know, no shit. It's
my mom would go watch Harvey.
Well, because when we were sorry,
kangaroo
when we were kids, like in the 80s though, like if you think about going back to the 80s, like the movies, the TV shows, like all the stuff that we were force fed as kids, was so much better then with like all the Santa Claus stories and everything. Like I think that we kind of grew up on a whole generation of like cartoons and shows and movies that were just so based around Christmas. You don't really see that anymore. I mean, you do, but not to the extent that we had. Like I remember some of the best movies growing up were like the Christmas movies that we watched as kids.
It's true. Like if you watch any of the recent Christmas movies that come out, they're more. Well, they're not family oriented. They're more like the shitty things that go on during Christmas, like like Four Christmases, like Four Divorced Families. Where it's like Bad Santa, or it's like it's something that's not really happy. It's just.
But Tim Allen's The Santa Claus was actually excellent because it did explain. It's like that makes sense.
90s. That's the 90s.
Yeah, I was glad that my son and I got to watch it this past Christmas because like he still had that magic and wonder. I mean, he stayed out for Christmas in the living room, like snuck out, laid down on the couch, camped out for Santa,
set up a camera.
Mm-hmm. So I told him, I was
no cookies for you.
I told him, I said, yeah, you really made me work for it. Like this last Christmas, like I had to sneak around you while you were like sleeping, and stuff. And so,
Matt, so how did the kids react?
They were good with it. I mean, they didn't seem to kind of like cry or anything like that. I mean, my daughter, she already knew, but she didn't know about Santa. Like she still believed in Santa, but like she knew like, no, like, cause my wife had already talked to her about, like the Tooth Fairy or like the Easter Bunny or like one of those two, like she had already like kind of talked to her about, but no, they were fine. I think that day they were probably like a little bit more cranky, just in general. So
yeah, it's gonna be a bummer.
You crushed their dreams. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean there is a little bit of that magic, but on the flip side, I watched Jurassic Park with my son.
Oh,
just the other night.
Hold on to your butts.
It's number one right now at the movie theater because it's the only thing on.
I don't know. It was just I had seen that. I think Kayla had shared an article about that.
Yeah, she did. I think
I was like, wow. I didn't even. I mean, this was just something that I thought. Oh, my son and I we've been watching a lot of the old Steven Spielberg movies, and I'm thinking, oh, this is Steven Spielberg, like Jurassic Park.
Did you watch E.T.?
Yeah, E.T.
I saw Kayla posted and I ignored it.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Wow, you're gonna diss on. So, Kayla has a lot of good things to say.
Chris in the chat said, "I'm sorry, Matt." Chris in the chat said, "Has anyone ever had to put together a Barbie dream house on Christmas Eve?"
God no.
Yes.
No.
It was the worst. That fucking elevator, dude. It's still in the house. I can't wait to get rid of it. I'm just waiting for it. I just want to toss it in recycling bin. I think I might go like Office Space on it first, though, and like bring it to the backyard with a baseball bat and just like beat the shit out of that house.
There's nothing worse than putting toys together Christmas Eve. There's my wife always jokes. There's videos of me sleeping on the couch in the morning because I've been up. By the time I go to bed, kids are, let's go up and get our presents. What? I just put my head on the pillow. What are we doing here? Because I had to put what I used to do is put them together. We used to have a business. I put them there and I would drive them back and forth. I'd go back and forth and put them in.
Yeah.
And I also dressed as Santa Claus, and my wife would film it. And I would put the presents out.
Nice job, Jack. Look at you.
Jack, way better than what Kayla's dad did. Or Kayla's, I don't know. She didn't say which parent. Sorry, I'd seen it here she put, I figured it out on my own when I was like 7-ish. I put out a camera and told Santa to take a pic of himself to prove he's real. When we got the photos developed and saw it was the Santa doll, we had, I don't know what else she had to that.
Where are you seeing that at?
That was up a little bit higher up in the chat.
Oh, okay.
She set up a camera and her parents took a picture of a fucking doll of Santa Claus.
Yeah,
brutal.
Lame.
You just said he's magical and can't be photographed. That's what
Jack,
you
to your point, you're talking about how tired and it is exhausting to try and go back and forth. Like, I'll tell you though, it is the most appreciated thing your kids will probably look back on, right? Because I still to this day will never ever forget the Christmas morning when I went downstairs and already set up in my basement with the wood paneling basement from the 80s. I can still remember seeing it. You guys remember the slot car racers that we used to have in the 80s? Little car, the track that snapped together and a little pin. And
Matt and I were parents in the 80s.
They zip around, right?
Yeah.
So I remember one Christmas year we got the Cliffhanger, I think it was called, track. It was the slot car racer track that actually goes up a wall. So it had like a curve that goes up a wall.
Yeah.
It comes back down. And that was all set up perfectly that Christmas morning. And I'll never forget, like, I sat there all fucking yes.
Yeah, there you go.
I sat there all day. That's holy shit. That's it. And what's crazy is that to me, in my memory, that vertical was fucking 10 feet tall.
It looks 10 feet tall in this picture that I've
like I'll never ever forget that morning and then having that thing be up and already assembled. Man, it was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. And I think back to that and I'm like, see, this is back when fucking toys were great. Like this shit was crazy, right? Mm-hmm. But I'll never forget.
They would go upside down.
That's the one that I had. That is the one that I had right there.
Super cliffhangers.
Super cliffhanger. What year is that? Does it show you?
It does not say. I just.
There was one when you first opened this at the very top. I think I had. Like that one. That one right there. No, it's just the track. Like go back to where you were.
Sorry.
The third one there. One over.
Oh, this one?
That one. Yeah. I think I had that one.
Oh my God! There's a commercial for it.
And we've lost Chris. He's actually buying something on eBay.
1983.
Really?
Was that 83?
Was a very good year.
I would have been 3 years old.
My parents, especially my dad. My mom did it too, but like my dad more. Like he would always buy shit for himself and then give it to me and be like, "Well, you can't open it because it's gonna be worth something." So the one in particular is that Ford, my grandfather was a Ford dealer, and back in the 60s and sometimes in the 70s when you bought a car,
they gave you a Pinto.
They gave you a model, like a plastic model of the car you bought.
Oh, really?
They quit doing that. Yeah. And my dad has all those from when he's a kid. But also international tractors, because we were farmers, would do the same thing. So if you bought a tractor, you get a metal version of that tractor. My dad, just because it's small town, he's friends with everybody, like he would get every single tractor that they had. And so like I had just a collection of all these international tractors, solid metal in the boxes. But he gave them to me, but he's like, well, I'm just going to put it up here on the shelf. So it wasn't really like a toy. It was just something that he bought.
Where are they at now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So now, because his parents passed away, they've been in the process of getting rid of all of his parents' stuff. And at the same time, he's like, well, now seeing how much shit they had, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of a lot of my shit because when I go, I don't want you to deal with all this. So he texted me today. He's like, hey, I'm going to get rid of all your tractors. I'm like, what? Yeah. I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, yeah, they're worth some money, because like they're easily 30-something years old. He's like,
I was going to say, like any of that stuff, such a price.
Yeah, I have a bunch of the my dad's mom. She passed away in 87 or 8. She would get my brother and I the I don't know, is Hess trucks a thing nationwide or is that regional?
In Florida.
Is it?
It's like Hess. It's a gas station.
They're no longer around, but the Hess it was a gas station, and every Christmas they came out. If you can probably do a Google search for them, they came out with like the Christmas Hess truck, which is like a gasoline truck, and they're all like some are made of like metal. Some there you go.
Oh yeah.
And then some they get a little bit extravagant with the helicopters and shit, right? But I had I had like a few of them from the 80s. I think I had one from 80 through 87. So I had 7 years of them. And the one that I have is like, the ones I have are all like, I use them. Like they were, they were my toys. But they fetch for a lot of money if they're in new condition.
Yeah,
but yeah, they would come out with one every year.
Yeah, my favorite Christmas with Jay was my wife goes, yeah, he I think he was like 2 at the time, or he would, at his daycare, he loved this rocking horse, the horse that goes back and forth on the.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, all right, and I go, let's go extra and pay for the one that does and it makes this, he cries when you take him up. That's what she's going on and on and on. We have video. We got the big video camera. Back then it weighs like 40 pounds. He comes walking out, looks at it and goes, I think he wrote it once. I think he wrote it. I was like so excited for it because I had to put it together. And, the different parts and all the different springs and all that, and put the battery. I go, I think eventually we just gave it away to the landlord of the apartment. I said, do you want this thing? I go, it's just blocking we were in an apartment. It's just blocking our living room. Yeah, but I think the one time we always joke about the one time that he was excited about his toys, our big giant camera, when he came downstairs with the other, I think the girls were little, broke. As he came down and saw his bike, his Ninja Turtle bike, he goes, and then of course the camera breaks. So we have no record of him having a happy Christmas. Well, that's just how life works.
Yeah, like my when camcorders finally got affordable on our very first trip to Disneyland, or actually it was actually Universal Studios. You go on the tram ride, and at the time, it was still 10 years after, maybe 9 years after the remake of King Kong. And so I think that's probably still in the tram ride. The big King Kong that's like shaking the bridge.
With what's her name?
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange and what's his name?
The dude.
True Grit.
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges, yeah. So my dad, cameras have become affordable, and
dude. So it's like,
I guess part of my dad thought, well, we're just on a steady tram, so it's okay to give the kid the camera, And you see my sister, like a typical kid, just videotaping all the little scenes, you see Dancing in the Rain and all this stuff, It's just typical, all that stuff. And then you turn that corner. For anyone out there who's never done the tram ride, but the King Kong thing comes out of nowhere. And you just see this big King Kong just shaking the bridge, and you literally just hear my sister just screaming her little head off, and then the camera go shake and then just fall to the ground, I mean, it fall off the tram, not in the tram, fall, and so it just shatters. We did manage to get the tape, but
well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's a classic memory.
It's amazing, people, you film on your phone now. Yeah. But like I said, back in our camcorder must have weighed 20 pounds. I mean, the battery itself it weighed a lot. My wife would go, "Why are you shaking?" I go, "Because after a while, it's heavy. You're trying to hold this thing steady. The thing weighed a ton. I mean, you'd have to get a tripod. It was an ordeal to film the kids. Yeah, you have to get the tripod out.
Even if you hold up your phone long enough in any position, you're going to, you're going to shake or
Well, I shake no matter what now, because that's just, what I do, because my wife calls me shaky. But well, I coined me first. I go, do you want shaky doing this? I don't think so. but it's like, you hold this, these kids today don't know, because they're so used to just going, oh, I got my phone, I'll film it.
I can't imagine though having the old Super 8s, and having to convert those over now. It'd just be such a pain in the ass.
Taking film to the photographer. Yeah. To the photomat. I can remember I was at a Clippers game in San Diego, and I was so excited because Terry Cummings had stole the ball, and Terry Cummings was Rookie of the Year back in 1980 from DePaul. And he stole the ball and he slammed it. I got the picture of it, but I didn't have the right speed on. So I take the pictures there. I'm so excited. I get that. I go, the fuck is this? It's just a blur. I go, oh, come on. I had the Canon AU1.
Did it look something like this?
It looked worse than that. And I said, I got the Sports Illustrated covers, it was a massive, but no, I had the wrong speed. And I had the wrong film. So because now you have to. Back then, you had to have the right film
Exactly. That's what
and the right speed, and you had to have. Right. We were sitting right behind the basket. I said, "God damn it!"
That's what, I was somewhere in LA, and some young girl was in this old antique store I love to go into, and she was buying a film camera, and she was like all excited about it. I was like, you know the differences in film, right, and the speeds and all that. She's like, no, I'm gonna learn. I'm like, why? I used to love to do stuff. I was like, you're never, kids today will never know the frustration of putting in a 36 roll of 100 or 200, and then it gets to nighttime and you can't fucking take a picture because it's just going to be shit anyway.
Yeah.
So you just have to spend you either have to waste the whole roll to put in some 800 or 600. And it's just like, God damn it.
Yeah, we go down to
two cameras.
We go down to the beach and go, oh shit, I put this film in and it's already getting dark. Now, fuck, what am I going to do with it? How am I going to take these sunset pictures because I got the wrong fucking film? It was tough. It was tough.
So when I was in school, like I think it was in what, 7th or 8th? No, maybe I was in high school. We had photography class in which you actually developed your own photos. Is that still a thing?
Yes, it is.
It is? So you can take a class now where you actually have to go into a dark room and develop your film?
Yeah, I mean, they're probably getting rarer and rarer because like a lot of the dark rooms are being pulled out of even universities to make way for just digital. I mean, it's a lot easier to process all of that stuff. Everybody has a computer. But there is still some wet media or wet print photography.
So I'm laughing at Nick's face when he heard wet media.
So anyway, I mean, it does still exist for sure. It might not be as Well,
Matt, you remember those cameras where you had the flash up like this, and you had to take the lens off real quick and then put it back on and flash.
That's where limelight came from, Jack.
Is that what it is?
They used lime to make the flash.
I didn't know that.
And they were drinking Coronas.
Yeah, I still, because I had about a camera at a garage sale that you had to remember, the ones you had to look down to the mirror.
Oh, yeah. My grandfather gave me one of those.
I have no idea what happened to it. But I had one, bought it at a garage sale, probably worth thousands now, but I don't have it anymore because
probably not worth thousands. But
it was like an old fucking camera. I mean, I think I bought this in the 70s, so it was probably from the 40s, 50s.
Well, I do have a collection of old cameras. My dad gets them at garage sales. I don't know. They just come to me, and then I just collect them. So.
So you're telling me I'm okay? It's not worth anything.
You're okay. It's not worth anything.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You don't know for a fact. You don't know what kind of brand it was. That could have been my ticket to paradise. Sitting on the beach drinking mojitos. Oh no, mimosas. Paradise. Won't you spend the night?
On that note,
why don't you pack your bags? We'll leave tonight, Jack.
Whatever it is.
He was there when he recorded that song, Jack.
I was.
He was probably the engineer behind the desk. I mean, because it was what
I was.
You were probably like 60 when that happened.
When Eddie Money did that commercial, and everyone said, "Did he have a stroke?"
I know.
Yeah. Remember that was the thing, and I said I got to look this up, and there was a whole billion threads. Did Eddie Money have a stroke?
Yeah. Well, because he's like struggling. He's like, I got 2 tickets to bed.
I used to like Eddie.
What happened?
Pack your bags with me tonight.
There you go.
Just like Ronnie says, oh. Anyway, Eddie Money was cool back. Well, he's dead now. But.
Well, on that note, going to try to wrap up the show and not have.
There you go.
It's a cool name, Eddie Money.
2 hour.
This is where Matt begins the wrap up process, and we should mute our mics to allow him to do his work.
Oh,
no, we still got another 20 minutes left to go. What are you talking about? We got to interrupt him every time he says a name. Yeah, this is where Jack gets creative now and like really starts the show going.
All right, I'll let you. Let you.
I'm not feeling it today.
Oh, okay, great. So I can just finish out the show.
Well, maybe I can think of something.
All right. So on that note, if you enjoyed this show, and why wouldn't you?
Because it's not Christmas.
Hopefully we didn't spoil your dreams. You can send us an email at rcadcast@gmail.com. Why are you flipping me off?
You can just see I can see the next review coming in. Like, so I was listening to the Ramblecast with my kids in the car, and all of a sudden they started talking about how there is no Santa Claus and just ruined it for my kids in the back seat. What the hell?
Remember that was Matt that said it. So if you give me your reviews,
Yeah, we should put a disc. In fairness to that sarcastic comment, I think it's real. We should put a disclaimer in the show notes. And also, I want you to make sure that you put in the poll that I was referring to an ice cold Miller High Life in a bottle. That is a very specific thing.
I think
wouldn't Corona be ice cold too?
You can make the poll yourself, Chris. Because if I do it, I think I'm just going to say lukewarm in a can.
Yeah, you can make the poll. I think this is your poll.
And it's flat, Nick.
You're like, no, I don't want to do it.
No, I don't want to do it. Because also, I will say, in addition, here's some little.
You might have to like it.
The Miller High Life in a can, however, was the first beer I ever tasted as a wee boy. When I stole one from my dad.
A wee lad.
I think mine was Olympia.
Billy Beer.
Saturn here.
Anywho, muting myself again. Go ahead, Matt.
Matt, you going to finish the show or not?
Yeah, come on. Damn.
I'm just going to... I mean, it would piss him off, but I can get through this. All right, so thanks for joining us. In the live feed, we all appreciate it. It's very well welcomed. That doesn't even fucking make sense.
Just welcome.
Give us a review on iTunes, possibly not about how horrible we sound. Let's see, what else do we talk about?
Matt, you're really fucking hitting this front of the park, buddy.
I have the names. You want to do the other part?
We're not great. Don't vote badly.
You do this part. I'll just do the names.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. I want to thank everybody in the chat. We had a lot of people in the chat talking tonight. We had Sherry, Randy, Janice, Chris.
I've got...
Will Fry, Kayla, Kim, tons of folks. I apologize if I didn't mention your name, but there's a lot of people in the chat tonight. So thank you so much. We have a lot of fun doing this live. We do it live because we want to hang out with you guys. So please join us
because we want to
whenever you can during our live shows. So thank you so much. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for a great episode back. It's good to have the whole band back together. However, the band's gonna break up temporarily again for summer vacation stuffs. So stay tuned to the Facebook page.
Just like Chris said.
Place you can go to for all of your Jay and Jack Network podcasting news, including all the news about the Ramblecast After Dark with us. So, but before we go, there's a special website that you can go to, or a special Facebook group that you can go to to be a part of a great group called our Patrons Group. And we actually have a few very special patrons to thank for their contributions month after month.
Mommy couldn't kiss Santa Claus because.
And those people are Matt. Take it away.
All right. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Jack at this point. I came up with some themes, and I have to keep Jack out because he will just trample over top of these. I tried to come up with some that were as if our patrons that made the show possible were beers or had beer slogans. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Tokyo, Paris, wherever you are, tack a beer today. Huh? Tack?
Okay, gotcha.
It's on that one. Where are you on the Eckhart Richter scale? It's like a TV. Just imagine that there's like beer bottles like coming at you, and it's like, okay. Ed's Lonely Shower Beers. Come for the fun, stay for the tears.
I like that.
I like that one.
Oh,
I
okay.
like that one.
All right.
Good one.
So, yeah, that was the fourth one, or third one. Okay. Maggie Day and Maggie Nights. For any time of day, it's Maggie Day.
Okay.
It's inspired.
Nick and I are being exact same reaction. Fantastic.
It was
like a mirror to each other. Okay. Yep.
It was inspired by the Peggy Day song by Bob Dylan. Yeah, Jack's holding up stuff. I'm not even reading it. Sorry, Jack. I'll let you in at the end here. It's Joe Answer the question. The only thing you need to know, what's the question? I don't know. That's a really bad one. Sorry, Joanne. And last, Greg beer. It's the greatest beer ever. Can you imagine like a label on a can that just says Greg beer? So,
hey, look, there's Jack.
All right, Jack, take it away. Thank you, patrons, for making this show possible. Show kitten?
Show killer.
Why am I the show killer? You're the show killer. You just trample on. Okay. Oh, Will mentions did we mention the patron or the Amazon link?
Oh no, we did not. So the Amazon link
/Amazon. Go to that. Every little bit helps us.
I bought a new weed whacker and leaf blower through that link. Weird. Okay. Yeah.
And Sherry,
Jack wishes he could throw it over his shoulder.
One of these days, I'll share that green screen technology with you. Jack, you got anything you want to add? I keep him out so long, and then he just comes back as a mime.
Well, how long have you spent on this fucking name? I mean, literally, you said we were late recording. You blame me because you had to work on the names.
Okay.
All right, guys. One hell of a show. One might say it was, Matt.
1 in a million.
Oh, I tried to get that one to you. I tried to.
That's okay.
I tried to put it up for you. I did my best.
See you next Wednesday.
No,
See you
we
next
won't.
Wednesday.
No, we won't.
Or Tuesday. Or who knows.
Oh, wait.
Stay tuned for on janejack.com or not janejack.com, but Facebook.
We should do
Facebook
Tuesday, right?
fucking group. We'll let you know where we're going to be on.
Yeah.
We're going to figure it out and we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Or Tuesday.
Or
You can do Tuesday, right, Nick?
I can do Tuesday.
We'll let you know on the Facebook group. We'll figure it all out.
Maybe Tuesday would work next week.
And if we figure it out it's going to be Tuesday, we'll let you know on the Facebook group.
Maybe.
Keep you posted.
I'm calling it right now. It's going to be Tuesday.
Jack says it's going to be Tuesday, and
It could
if that's
be
confirmed, we will definitely let you know.
You know what?
Great.
Fuck it. Just be prepared to listen to us on Tuesday.
all right. Great show, kid. 1 and a Tuesday.
Wait, Matt, start working on